boom.
One more time with the one called Cobra. Listen to one, yeah?
I come to girl them section. Ruling the girls them nation. Some boy in a war. When the woman them possess on a backyard. But mad cabra defies her no law. I want some guy. Straight up. Yo, when we love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. And from a boy no love boom, boom. Right now that feel get boom, boom. When we love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. Yo, and from a boy no love boom, boom.
Baby, I go play me sound. Just like this. My man called Cobra.
Me can't do without the girl them right, I know me not lie. Can't do without the split where them possess bonify. Can't do without fi force it up and looking at them eye. Can't do without fi deliver me the only supply.
Jano.
No boy afraid a woman Cobra must wonder why. Oh you fi see woman and I get panty shy. I saw
yo.
Enough of them got ton guy.
Yo.
Girl them straight up with no real chichi guy. Where me love it can't get it free.
Hey.
Take plane fly out fi wine gal a Paraguay.
Bombo. Hey. Hey. Tell them the truth. Tell the children the truth. Mad Cobra. Certain people forget Bono.
I come to girl them section. Ruling the girls them nation. Some boy in a war. Where the woman them possess on a backyard. But mad cabra defies her no law. I want some guy. Straight up. Yo, when we love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. And from a boy no love boom, boom. Right now that figure boom, boom. When we love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. Yo, and from a boy no love boom, boom. Right now that figure boom, boom. Ha, yeah, yo. Me can't do without the girl them right, I know me not lie. Can't do without the split where them possess bonify. Can't do without fi force it up and looking at them eye. Can't do without fi deliver me the only supply. No boy afraid a woman Cobra must wonder why. Oh you fi see woman and I get panty shy. I saw, that's why no for them got ton guy. Give me girl them straight up with no real chichi guy. Where me love it can't get it free me we buy. Take plane fly out fi wine gal a Paraguay. Everywhere me pass gal a cry. When them ask me tell them why. When me love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. Well from a boy no love boom, boom. Right now that figure boom, boom. Yeah, when me love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. Yo, from a boy no love boom, boom. Right now that figure boom, boom. Yeah, alright, just give me that
internet station, outside Dread. Oh, you mean?
If it brown or black, me no response with that tight or slack. Hide bring me come here, make it take me back. Hide me did I get in a me car when me crash. Enough time me get catch but me not stop. Hide make me woman all get up and back. Hide make no boy all a hide and a watch.
You know
me no can to bed and mad cabra not stop. Pay down pan it plus GCT tax. Anyhow me no get it in a 2 day me frost. Cause only that way me love more than boom, boom. Right now it's just more boom, boom. Yo, I from a boy no love boom, boom. Right now.
Yo. Hey. House of Dread. House of Dread. The one your name. The one your name, the one your name, the one your name. Don't. This one called don't. This your one called don't. Don't. Don't harm the Lord God anointed. Don't harm the Lord God anointed. Don't touch the Lord God anointed. Don't you? Don't.
put it a bit down. Huh? Oh, no, it's okay like that.
Yeah, you could try. Yes, very good. Yes, as we're talking about the topic of dualism in life, diversion, diversion within the diaspora, talking about I and I influence in life, where within the mystic, because I get to know that the name which I took in 1980 something, I tell you 1985, 1986, I mystically took the name Cloud. And from you know, said that cloud is configured out of water crystal, right? And it can come in many, many, many form. Them still don't know how many form ice can come in. Ice, you have ice in many, many form. You have mist and cloud in many, many form. You have dangerous cloud, but you have also fruitful cloud. As I and I say that we need the clouds them for water the garden of Jah. And so I and I say mystically in a the garden of Jah, I and I come.
And exactly, and this is the mystical way that one can express oneself, to realize that when one speaks, it's not about knowing before you speak, but it's about expressing what is given. Doesn't mean to say we never use the mind, that we never plan what we say, but there are moments where we open ourselves. Again, like the sea, which is open. It is only when it is open that it is able to receive.
Yes.
I once met.
The bucket of water we're full, everything drip over.
Exactly.
So sometimes within life, when Bob Marley talk about my cup is running over, and I don't know what to do. My cup is running over, and I don't know what to do. No, I don't know. So it's like when Babylon give a bucket of water for carry. Is like them when you busy, them have a way. Marcus Garvey used to tell us that them can shackle our feet, that they can shackle our hands, that they can shackle, our bodies. But the one thing they can't shackle is our mind. But still they can occupy I and I mind. And this is how I and I come now. And then two payments of your mortgage and your life is done, right? You lose your house, you lose your wife, you lose your children, you lose your life. I've been saying that many times, but this is the way that Babylon have the chain on them. It's economical chain. Them make them into economical dependency. So you want to escape from this mentality, because it's a certain mentality that they put on the people through education and through giving them propaganda all the way. So from you turn on the vision, you will see this propaganda immediately, because this is what the television do. It program you into a certain way of thinking. So from the network, I propagate and propaganda is propaganda that. The item is I am very conscious of this propaganda. It is a way about now. If you would like to take a seat right here. and do a little interview with House of Dread. Yes, I. Yes, I. All powers and glory belong to Haile Selassie I the First, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of himself, elect of God, our rightful ruler. Haile King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, I give thanks. Let me introduce to you Robin Bukenyo, and as I pass Sharon onto the man himself, he will tell you in a house of dread just a little bit more about himself and the mystical works of the Naya Bingi and the Bingi warriors.
Greetings, everyone. The I would be Robin Bukenya. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks. Just for a quick correction. For a quick correction. I come here to support my brother here. All kinds of different political policies, economic, social, cultural policies, which instituted the dominance of one people by force over another people. One people by force over another people. So this means that many civilizations, in brackets, which came to power by that kind of force, we can question what kind of civilization is that? I was just reading this book on from Sanju Hira about decolonizing the mind. Now, colonization or slavery might have finished or might have formally been stopped many years ago, but in our mind we are still colonized. And that's where we come to what you were just saying. The mental change is still to happen, and also the heartful change. Because if we look at Europe and we define history in terms of enlightenment, the period of enlightenment is the period where the greatest massacre and the greatest, disaster for human dignity has taken place. And that was the time of Inquisition, the time of slavery, the time of colonization. This is all during the period that Europe flourished in its Enlightenment period. But how come we don't consider and we don't look at this history in that way? And not only look at that history, but look at the history that we live in today. Which brings me back to how I started, is to say that His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, King of the they see themselves as superior, even though the Italians came and they bombed Ethiopia and they conquered land and they tried to enslave these people. Even though this happens later, His Majesty always used the word of wisdom to make that connection. So coming back to that is that we have to take responsibility in ourselves to find a way to connect to each other. Whether this connection is connecting to nature or connecting to our fellow brothers, but fellow brothers has to incorporate every human being on this planet. That doesn't mean that judgment is not being done for injustice. That doesn't mean that. That has to be spoken. But His Majesty already proved that speaking out of injustice on itself is a power whereby the conscience that appeals to the collective conscience of the world, which is a power where judgment of God on him in this world can happen. Yes. But how much faith do we have that there is justice? When we see this world, we say this is an unjust world, it's an unjust world. But who makes injustice? It's human beings that make injustice.
What are
So
you going to do about it?
exactly.
They feel powerless, and I want to give you this same feeling by saying,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Yeah, because it's unjust anyway.
It's useless.
It's all useless. But this
It's useless.
this
Full.
this is this the how can I say it removes the responsibility from the individual to take part in making more of a just world, because it is us which this separation, coming back towards that topic, is that when we separate from our fellow human being and when we are not able to see the equal worth and find that commonality, our relation is doomed to destruction. It's very simple. If I have already judged you to be my enemy for life, that means there's no salvation either for me or for you in my perception, because I see you as an enemy, but for me as well. So the salvation is not in the individual, but the salvation is in the relationship. If Christ came for salvation, he came it in a way that he did it for other people. He didn't come and demonstrate some crazy miracles on himself and then people were saved. No, always it was a form of service. And in fact, he never even came to say, look at me, here I am, the Christ to come to save the world. He actually came and he started to serve.
Who am I?
How can I cleaning other people's feet,
Washing
washing foot, constantly serving, and His Majesty did exactly the same. So there is a power in service, a service which serves a higher ideal of common humanity. And this power is what we often forget, or we are deluded to think that the world is so unjust that there is no power. But personally, we try to comes vas vola. Yeah, come vas vola, which means come what may, which again refers to we have to be open to what comes. We cannot always plan everything, we cannot always know everything. And so on this event where a lot of things came together, a lot of things fell apart, but in the end, everything fell exactly in the right place. And one of those things was the coming of Donisha Prendergast, and the coming of the Bingi warriors, and the coming of Mr. Wolfgang Onyali and his projects that he was doing. And what we tried to do was try to show that Rastafari liberty can be combined in terms of art, but also science, because often we shy away.
Listen to the speakers and don't listen to your own voice. Listen to the speakers.
Yes.
Your voice coming through.
Okay. So we have to combine art, or we can combine art and science. Science has been removed from its soul, only to be numbers, only to be figures, only to be theories, whereby we just try to go deeper into analyzing things instead of actually trying to bring the life in it. Because everything that from which life comes, there is love. And so even the scientist. So the scientist, I mean, was it not science which allowed people to be defined as being subhuman? Wasn't that also not science? Is it? Let me start with a quote, because we come here to gather and reason in the name and in the wisdom of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. Now you used the word earlier, you said persuasion. And we are talking about collective as well. Now, we have to compare our definitions of what we call humanity and what we call civilization. Civilization is often referred to as something whereby, as we talked about earlier, as a people's achieves high feats of science, of building, of technology, of growth. However, this growth without humanity can be questioned. And this growth, destruction of a vision. Now the vision, yes, division, exactly.
When it's something DI in spell, when you spell words, and the word is I vine instead of divine. Because when I say divine, it is a vine that is dead. So that can't grow. And life is all about growth and change. So we say I vine, and within the hyphenation, and because I am not deaf, so we say hyphenation, infinite, and words like the diaspora. We talk about the diaspora and not the diaspora, because anything die dead, and we can die. So we don't deal with the division, and we don't deal with the division, I deal with the union, and which is the identity of the persons that know and
it means to say that we separate things by by using the word die. Now, when we say die vision, you kill the vision of common humanity. Because vision itself
even stronger,
is
deeper.
exactly, because the vision of humanity means a commonality, which is which is the combination of things.
Yes.
Now, sometimes we as human beings, we get, how can I say, we think, I think we confuse diversity, meaning to say,
It's a sea,
di-
which is a open, is a opening within the eye. There's an opening
within the circle.
Within the sea, within the sea is really a circle with an opening. So there's space to enter. Then when you combine it with a O, which is a circle full, it allow you to enter into the open circle and then close it again. So to have a real union. So within the C and O, there is cooperation.
Exactly, and the O, meaning the circle, is actually a symbol which is an all edges of eternity, which because it has no edges, it has no beginning and has no end. So
the sea says, let Jah love. The sea says, the sea just see and know. Used constantly after it activated, and it activated from the womb. So now this is your first eye, and from the eye open, and you let Jah love in, and then it will go on forever because it is locked in, and you can't run away from Jah. Seen. So from you have Jah, you can't run away from Jah. Jah will be with you eternally, and you can do things in order to, be in harmony with that spirit. Because within the duality of person, you could talk about the duality of person, wherein we talk about I and I, and where man of good is man of God, and man of evil is man of devil in flesh. And I know say that within a split second, man can change from angel into devil. And
because people want them straight, or we have them yellow, more bright yellow, because people want them that way.
oranges aren't orange.
Oranges aren't oranges, like he said. And all these things imply that we have dictated reality. We try to dictate reality, but we don't realize
Original carrot is not orange.
an original carrot is not orange.
An original carrot from nature, as Jah did give us, plant them, is not orange. It is a human invention.
Okay, so it is a human invention, and there are so many human inventions that we have instituted. And not to say that inventions are bad, but these inventions comes with the intention to dictate.
We have been taught to think negative about black things. Black is nothing. When them say the blackness of the sky, they want to teach us in school that there's nothing out there in the universe. But right now, the researchers and the scientists then prove to us that it is full of everything.
Yes, the carbon, the universe is black because of the carbon which can be found in the universe. So we're living in a black universe, and the only way we can see the light is because of the blackness. So really and truly, there's no need to be afraid of blackness. And if they want to cut you off from that blackness, it means that they want to cut you off from the source. And once people got cut off from the source, they can be manipulated and frustrated, and you can out of balance, indoctrinated, turn them into soldiers of some crazy governments
activity. And even that mentality of slavery, whereby we feel so frustrated that the other is responsible for our freedom. But in actual fact, who is responsible for your freedom but yourself and your relationship with creation? And so we again are living in times whereby there are so many opportunities. So many opportunities to destroy and so many opportunities to create. And the opportunities to create are such as even the technology that we have now. Facebook is being used in so many ways to as well dictate to people what they need to buy, or what is interesting, what is not interesting, or to focus more on gossip rather than on what is not really gossip. But that technology on itself does not do anything good or bad, but is how you use it. And in the same way, it can be used to bring out a complete different mindset, a revolution for that matter. And if we are so confident in, as His Majesty says, the victory of good over evil, if we are really truthfully confident and faithful that the God that we serve, meaning to say that all and life as it is that we serve is good, and it is good that conquers and good that reigns, then we have to be confident in, without shame, confessing of this goodness and acting upon it. We don't need to do anything in secret, because doing things in secret means to say that you are hiding something for someone else. It means to say that you are trying to strategize your own opinion, or try to manipulate yourself upon someone or something else by omitting certain information which is due unto them about reality. And this takes a lot of force, and this takes a lot of energy. But the energy that we talk of here is an energy which is in abundance, which is the energy of creation, which is the energy of love. And the energy of love is the most powerful force that this whole universe, as far as I am concerned, rests upon. And this power of love is the thing that has brought people down to their knees. It has brought, actually, changed the tables of slavery towards the people to whom that was due. And so, as we are here, we have to be very open and clear that it is through the heart that this revolution will come. It is through the heart that this revolution will draw its power. But it is in the mind that where we have been enslaved. So it is the heart which brings about the force, which brings about the reason, which brings about the intention. But it is the mind which now becomes the tool of the heart, which becomes the tool to dissect and to concept and to create by defining what it is. So after saying so many words, I feel like it's time to go move on.
Feeling the feet when you feel the love of Jah. try suffer. The love I true and proper. Can't let no weak heart. Vampires of pestilence. But no, won't ruin my confidence.
However, in this time of scarcity, in this time of lack, we need a vision. Because when we look around us, it's quite clear that we don't see that abundance always. We don't hear it because constantly if we look on TV, we constantly get these messages, war here, war there, which is true. But the point is,
available from, not available now, available from.
exactly. Even
Get
time.
Your order now. Get your order now.
We have to buy quick. Otherwise, it
Spend
runs
money
out
before we get it.
and we are constantly being chased. But the point is, who is chasing us? It is us which allow us to be chased. It is our mentality which allows us to be chased. We don't have to buy when someone tells us to buy. We don't have to comply when someone tells us to comply. We don't have to speak those words when someone else speaks those words. And we don't have to act in that way as the same way that people act towards us. And we don't have to treat nature in the same way or exploit nature in the same way that others have done. But it takes courage. It takes a lot of, how can I say, a lot of conviction. And
The bottom to the rainbow. Negative is the system that surrounds us. Hey, Dan. This one is Iberman. I caught in your own intelligence. I behaving so disobedient. Evidently, Babylon can't represent we. No way. No. I say, let you lead the way. I caught in your own intelligence. I behaving so disobedient. Evidently, Babylon can't represent we. No way. No. I say, let you lead the way. Go separate.
the mentality of separation, start anew. Reality and actually start with creation rather than this constant obsession of termination, because even the fear of death is also one thing which has been hanging as a dark cloud over our house. What do you have to get now? What we know is that now we have to do.
Where is the satisfaction in getting all these things that Babylon present to you? This is what I wonder. I have a great collection of reggae music, and it served me into a deeper knowing of myself in the music which I buy and collect through the years. There's a lot of knowledge and guidance within the music. So and then self. Within the material, we need material to, move around, eat, and do things. So now we need to dress because we feel nice when we dress. and feel good when we dress good, and we feel happy when people themselves say we look good. So we like to look good, and I know say yes, material we need it in this time to serve I and I. But now this Babylon shit stem make you serve the internet. Is you who serve now instead of the thing is serving you. So now as Carla Selassie said unto I and I, Bingi warriors, let's turn the thing around. Oh, you are claiming, said that Facebook and CIA and FBI and the national security is watching us. All right, let them watch us and make them know what we are doing. And we are coming with this new time, this new age, this new spirit, this new thing that is going on and spreading all over the world like wildfire, and peace and love. And they
Niet genoeg steun krijgt van ze, waardoor je eigen stappen, waardoor je eigen moves gaat maken. En ik heb het bij mijn eigen kinderen gezien. En ik heb ook beloofd dat ik dan dezelfde fouten die er gemaakt zijn in mijn jeugd en de opvoeding die ik kreeg. Ik zeg net dat mijn mensen me verkeerd hebben, dat ze dan niet hun best hebben gedaan. Ik neem aan dat alle ouders hun best doen. Snap je? Maar soms zijn er dingen die gezegd moeten worden en als ze niet gezegd worden, dan word je automatisch boos. Je wordt boos, je hebt weinig vertrouwen in bepaalde situaties, waarbij je dan zoiets hebt van, ik ga mijn eigen kant op en ik zie wel waar ik terecht kom. Maar vandaag aan de dag vind ik, en ik ben persoonlijk tevreden, waar ik terecht ben gekomen. Ik heb mijn gezin, ik heb 3 kinderen. En yes, ik leer van mijn kinderen. Weet je, ik zeg net dat ik ze altijd zo perfect behandeld. Maar ik leer van die fouten. En als ze me aanspreken, neem ik het aan en ik ga dan huiswerk van maken. Ik maak huiswerk. Ik probeer dan het positieve van te maken. Ja. Als ze me aanspreken, ook al zijn ze 2 of 3 jaar of 4 jaar, ik onderschat het niet.
Je neemt het serieus.
Ik neem het heel serieus. Klopt. Respect, give thanks.
Eile bless. Ik mag dank uitspreken. De ank. In het Nederlands mogen we ook ons taalgebruik aanpassen. Niet zozeer aan hetgeen wat ze noemen politiek correct. Maar in een poging om moeite te doen om de ander een inzicht te brengen, om de ander op een betere manier aan te spreken. Die Rasta-mentaliteit, of de Rasta-man-taliteit. We kunnen woorden anders gaan formuleren, waardoor ze meer kracht krijgen. En de ik en ik filosofie is daarvan een voortbrengsel. De I en I van Jamaica is daar een voortbrengsel van. Mooi vind ik, Sergeant, is dat in je relaas, in je verhaal, geef je aan dat je kinderen een spiegel zijn naar jou toe. En ik vind het erg mooi om in de 44 jaar dat ik leef, voor de eerste keer de eer heb met een man die niet praat over zijn familie in de vorm van ja, mijn dochter doet dit en mijn zoon doet dat en dit en zo. Je komt hier met alle liefde in je hart en je zegt, ik ben soms wel eens degene die moet leren binnen mijn relatie. En ik leer van mijn kinderen, ze zijn 2, 3, 4 jaar oud. En ik vind het mooi om zeg maar deze determination ook
Automatisch voor die zegeningen hè, die allemaal klaar voor je staan. Kijk, yes. Eh, kinderen, kinderen zijn verbonden met de hemel. Ik denk dat ze vanaf hun geboorte, vanaf dat ze zouden worden, tot hun 12e of noem maar op, zijn ze nog steeds verbonden met de hemel. Weet je, dat ze dan, je kan zeggen dat ze een engel zijn. En die kinderen zijn dan als het ware ook, zijn er ook voor jou bestemd om je te beschermen. En als je dan ervoor open staat, snap je, dan maak je ook meer ruimte voor die blessings, voor die zegeningen die je tegemoet gaan komen of zullen komen. Snap je? Die zegeningen die worden nooit voor je geblokkeerd als je maar in die unity en in die love blijft leven. Yes, yes. Give thanks.
Just a quick gratitude to say thank you. Thank you for the deeper word. Thank you for those deep words. Really, you touched all our hearts, you know. And yeah, it's leaves us kind of speechless. So many words, so much wisdom. Wisdom about acceptance. Wisdom about vision. Dat wij, hè, je hebt het over de familie, je hebt het over wij. Hè, dus niet ik vind of ik wil dat mijn dochter, maar elke keer ga je wij als familie verder. Maybe you're jealous because you feel that something in you, you're missing something and someone has it and you don't have it. You feel treated unjust. So I think the message that you gave for children is the message in general. So thank you for giving us the guidance. Bless it. So I give thanks. Mr. Roland. Okay. So, yeah.
Rastafari Rastafari is the lily of the valley. King Rastafari is the brightest morning star. King Rastafari is the fairest of
Overleden zoontje. Hij had al een naam, hij had een naam. En dit neem ik met alle dank. Mijn dank is groot, brother. Give thanks. Give thanks. Yes, I.
Ik raak het niet meer aan, want dan gaat hij verder. Heile bless. Zullen we een bingi zetten? Een Grow Nation. Irie. Ik en ik.
Kloot had het net over ik en ik. We gaan nu in het Nederlands. En ik denk, ik en ik gaat heel diep. En daarom deze. Ik wil je strippen van al je begrippen, geschiedenis, religie en ras. Wat je gebruikt te pas en onpas. Ik verscheur nog een ideologie met een ruk, nog een illusie. Bedekt ben je gekleed in waanzin van maatschappelijke conditionering. Keel, ik verbrijze je bril, waardoor je keel de feiten vervormt en verdraait. Tot het past in wat jij zaait. Verdeeld zijn wij door nog een theorie. Gevonden op internet, YouTube of televisie. Niets mag er meer tussen ons staan. Alle vooringenomenheid, die moet gaan. Ik vertrap je denkkader van filosoof, wetenschapper en kerkvader. Ontdaan van je goddelijke masker. Het hoofd geleeg van dualiteit en laster kom ik je nader. Nee, niet je moeder, niet je vader, maar jij, nu, naakt, nu je de filters verzaakt. De tweede persoon viel, ontmoet ik jou van ziel tot ziel. Het is gedaan met wij tegen jullie, jullie tegen wij, nu.
Say Rastafari is the lily of the valley. King Rastafari is the brightest morning star. King Rastafari is the fairest of 10,000. Everyone
break every chain.
Come clear.
Haile Selassie,
Defender of the faith.
shall break every chain. Haile Selassie shall break every chain and give us a victory again and again.
Rastafari. Rastafari.
Shall break every chain.
Only know one way to live. Rasta way. I don't know no other way but Rasta way. I only know one way to live. Rasta way. I don't know no other way. Rasta way. Hey. Live clean and true. Rastafari is with you. Who sees and knows everything that you do. I don't watch no one. I come to hurt no one. I come to set my own pattern and build me on a foundation. I only know one way to live. Rasta way. I don't know no other way but Rasta way. You got to be true.
Oh, fireman. Oh, fireman. Oh, fireman. Oh, fireman.
Can't hold, can't quench. Them a fi move. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon a fi move.
Come on,
Babylon a fi move.
show us.
Babylon a fi move.
Far of the way.
Babylon a fi move. For the day when Rastafari get ready. Them a fi move. Them a fi move. He's a selector.
We're fighting for this music, but this war is never tribal. The fittest of the fittest are recruited for survival. So turn up the reggae music to the max on my arrival. This message that I'm bringing is positive and is vital.
My weapon of choice is words and melodies. My ammunition's metaphors and similes. I use this music to defeat my enemies. Mr. Selector, can you play this for me, please? We are soldiers.